Hi, this is a dumb build I made. This is a horse flinging drizzle. Long may he reign. And this is a pretender for EA Yomi. Honestly, it's a pretty dumb build because I decided to take Cold Dominion, which in an early age might not be the best idea with Niflheim running around, and triple Incarnate Blesses um, on the Dormant Chassis. But I thought it'd be fun because whoever takes Windwalker or Chillora. And so the general game plan is very simple. You run it. You don't run at people as this because you need construction items anyway for your Dai Oni to be good. So I said, why not just buff what they're normally good at, which is just being having a lot of them and having them run to places where you need them. This is arguably a more defensive strategy, but then again, you're kind of banking on chaos power and the similar sort of turmoil stuff to save you anyway. Now the chill aura does have one upside is that although it doesn't affect EA Niflheim, it will protect you from their chill aura because it gives you 10 cold resistance and regeneration because that's always helpful. If you don't like Windwalker, feel free to swap it out for shock resistance and swiftness or something like that because you don't need precision on this nation. So as an example of expansion testing, I did this all the way to turn 12, and I managed to get this many provinces. I actually managed to fail this expansion twice, so actually I could have actually had both of these at the same time due to some bad luck with Deer Tribe and Archer Spam. So yeah, the expansion with this nation isn't actually that bad if you just spam Bakemono Show, which are these little guys. Because while they'll die in droves, they actually have decent strength for how many hit points they have. And you get rebates on them. Now, the main strength with this nation, of course, is these guys, who you're supposed to kit out with items and stuff. But your research kind of isn't all that great. So, you're very much relying on your Namaris and sorcerers for stuff. Their combat magic kind of sucks in general, which is why you really need these Onishugos and these sorcerers, and occasionally when you upgrade the Nanamaris. But in general, these demon priests are the guys who will be ferrying around most of your troops because these guys, while they're good, they have other problems. In terms of the overall strategy, you probably want to recruit one of these guys turn one because the Onishugo you start with has really bad leadership penalties, which will very much eat into your ability to do anything. I would recommend in turn one recruiting one of these guys and then prophetizing either the scout or the Onishugo, and that kind of thing. In general, the thing with horse flinging Drizzle is that because he has chaos power and the ability to fly and stuff, he's actually pretty good at taking underwater provinces. Assuming that you cast Mistform and Liquid Body and stuff like that, and you usually want to go run up Alteration anyway, but for End of Weakness as well as all the self buffs to complement your later construction items. And yeah, that's the first strategy. I should mention I also got attacked by Vanheim early on, and well, frankly speaking, Vanheim is kind of a tough sell against this nation because these guys will not hurt them. Let's be real, especially if they have stuff like Blood Surge. So you'll generally want to have to fall back on either your Onishugo or you'll have to pivot research into stuff like Earth Meld, and stuff like that. Where is Earth Meld? Here it is, Earth Meld, and stuff, and other evocation related items in order to make it so you don't die from elves rushing you. This guy has also taken Dormant both to justify this cost, but also because in general you really don't need him turn one. I mean, if you take the Oni Khonshu, you can arguably get away with it turn one, but he doesn't have a helmet, so it's probably best to spend the first like 2 turns forging him a helmet. Especially since this mountain gives you primarily death gems, which you can't forge any helmets turn one with death gems, but it doesn't give you 1 earth gem. So if you're willing to wait 5 turns, you can get something out of it. But it's not, in my opinion, really worth it. It's just better to take him dormant. If you do want to take something awake to like uber buff your Dionis, then dormant and then taking an immobile is probably one of the better options in that case. But I think that and that's the funny thing about taking this Kami of Storms is that, well, one, he's he's got pretty good stats, but more importantly, he's got flying, much like all the other Kami pretenders. But he actually has but not only does he have a weapon similar to Kami of the Sun, he doesn't have to worry about getting killed by Astral, like magic duel to death. And you don't have to worry about the fact that Astral really isn't good on Yomi, aside from maybe Farcaster and magic resistance. They don't really help that much, in all honesty. Like most of these Titans here, they have Astral Magic, which is not good because you have no need for Astral Magic. Right. So that basically just leaves you with these 2 guys and the Oni Khonshu. Now the Oni Khonshu is good because he got the Fear Aura and all this stuff, but my problem with him is that he's kind of too focused on fighting him personally, whereas this guy, since he's got air and water magic, he can more afford to zip around and take important engagements. So yeah, there you go. This has been the dumb build of the day. It's not necessarily good, but it's a thing. It can work. Anyway, see ya.